Hello and welcome to another episode of Rugby on 216, brought to you by Thirsty. A slightly different start to the show. You join me at one of my favorite places in the entire world, Cape Town International Airport. A little bit different. We're at Blue Car Rental and there's a reason for that. Well, I'm the only one here at the moment. This entire season I've had to listen to Sput go on and on about Grey College and Free State Rugby. I've had to listen to Cooks go on and on about Eastern Cape Rugby, and to be honest, it's got a little bit annoying. But then I realized that I'm actually the producer.
So, for the next 2 weeks, Sput and Cooks are coming to the Western Cape for a road trip to see what a real rugby province looks like.
Look who's arrived.
Hello, wet wipe. How are you?
I'm good. How was the flight?
Oh, all right, Cooksy.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So I heard he'd missed one flight and another flight was delayed. So we're gonna get going with the road trip. He's gonna join us.
All right,
at some point. But
okay.
Aren't you
I'm
just
gonna
glad?
pop the bags in, yeah?
You're glad you're not the one who's late.
No, I'm really not surprised though.
No, yeah, we'll see. Sput, Blue's given us a nice car.
They always do.
They always look after us well. Are you excited and ready to explore the southern suburbs as much as I am to take you there?
Alexander, it's going to be different, you know. The birthplace of rugby, as you guys like to think. Bishops, Bosch, Sachs, you know. No, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we're going to manage to get to Bishops, but we'll get to Sachs and Bosch. So, you know, I've given them a fair bit of stick over the years. So
we'll see if you are let in.
Yeah, I just want to make sure with security if I'm welcome, you know. Make a couple of phone calls on the way.
All right, well, let's go. I've got the keys.
No way. Alex, you had me seriously worried there for a while. You were standing at the driver's seat when I got here. I already gave you southern suburbs, but I think you've got that. We're not going to get away from the southern suburbs, but there's absolutely no way you're driving there.
The first thing I said when I introduced the show was that I'm tired of always Sput talking about Free State and Cooks talking about Eastern Cape. I thought, no, we need to do something different, so we're going to come to the Western Cape. I realized I was the producer. Now, yeah, here I am.
Look, speaking about the southern suburbs, and I mean, you know, infamously or famously, you know, I had a little dig here and there at your alma mater. but in some senses, it really is the birthplace of schoolboy rugby in South Africa.
Yeah.
It's some of the oldest schools. I think we'll be at Sachs later today.
Well, Sachs is where we're going first.
Oh, we're going there now, and you know, they've been playing schoolboy rugby before anybody else did. So
I think they say they've been playing since the 1860s, and then their first recorded match was 1873 against Bishop, so a very long time.
That was the starting point, wasn't it? Because, you know, from the top of my mind, in the central South Africa, those days, way back, it was still in the Winchester rules. You must remember that.
Yes.
So it was still a goal. You won by 1-0 or 2-0, you know. Sorry, this Cape Town sun is really bright.
Oh, you're one of the people who sneezes when you get the sun.
I do. You know, I came from a very rainy Bloemfontein this morning, and Cooksy obviously from a very dark Joburg because he hasn't arrived yet.
I hope he's at least had a good fight. I think he might join us at Sachs at some point, or at Rondebosch a little bit later, because of course we have to go to Ronde Bosch.
But what's nice about this morning and the sort of lead up to getting to Sachs and Bosch is Cooksey is making it really easy for me. It's giving me a lot of ammo, which most definitely I'll use.
Do you know why I'm so glad? Is because then it's not you two against me. For once, it's us against Cooks, seeing as he's coming in late.
But Alex, in all seriousness now, this must be a really nice trip for you. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, all the history and everything, that I absolutely adore schoolboy rugby. But this is Alex White. This is southern suburbs. I mean, Wet Wipe, you're about as south as they come.
Yeah, so this week we are southern suburbs. I thought next week we'll let you guys have a little bit back and we'll venture into the northern suburbs. Still, for me, quite close to home, but a little bit different. So I'm excited to take you to southern suburbs. Sachs, the first team field, I think might be one of the most beautifully located rugby fields in the world. Just with that view of the mountain it has is
Absolutely
incredible.
agree. And speaking about Sachs, I mean, Percy Montgomery,
Yeah.
old boy, one of
First Springbok to 100 tests. I think he's still maybe our top international point scorer.
I think he might be second now.
Second
I think
now.
Andre Pollard
Has overtaken him, yeah.
might have overtaken him. Always very close to do
Yes.
that. I'm not 100% sure actually. It's something we need to just have a look up. We get paid for our knowledge about schoolboy rugby.
It ends once they matriculate.
It ends once they matriculate. But it's if you speak Western Cape and you speak Springboks, you speak southern suburbs. Ngome Zulu,
Yeah, currently
New kid.
from
Bishops, Bosch. We've got a couple of SuperSport guys, colleagues from Ronde Bosch and Yanni Shamangi.
Obani Bobo,
You know.
Damien Delendi from Milnerton.
So southern suburbs has always been a hotbed. If you go and look at the UCT side and how well they do in the Varsity Cup,
Yes.
if you look at the Marty side, the Western Cape really is a hotbed
Yes.
for rugby in South Africa. Back in the days, it was always said that if Western Province are doing well, South Africa are doing well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many people realize it automatically. I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious, but Sachs play in the blue and white hoops. The University of Cape Town developed after Sachs, long after Sachs. So they developed from Sachs, and then when they started rugby, they play in basically the same kit, also the blue and white hoops. Then Western Province Rugby, when it developed, the blue and white hoops. So Sachs is really at the start of rugby in the Western Cape and South Africa. So I'm excited that we're going there first.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, look, they've had their ups and downs in their rugby program over the last 20 years. I remember 2012, 2013, 2014, when I was spending some time in the Western Cape. I was with DF Milan in the northern suburbs.
Yeah.
We would play Sachs yearly.
Okay.
It was so great going there, and for the DF Milan boys, the amount of exposure it gave playing on that main field, like you said, was absolutely wonderful. I am at this stage just thinking about the pressure as well, driving on TV.
Well, you're going the right way at the moment, but I think since it's a road trip, we need a theme song. And because we're going back to the southern suburbs, I was thinking about when I was in AP English, we watched Apocalypse Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That film. So I'm sure you know The Ride of the Valkyries.
I've dabbled, but
You've dabbled.
Apocalypse Now, Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I thought we'd bring for the kids like me. If you can pretend that I'm a kid, the reworked sort of epic version of Ride of the Valkyries.
No pretending needed, Alex.
Here, let's put on the Bluetooth for you to enjoy.
Right on cue, some traffic.
Je komt mee boksen. Kiwis? Anna? Maar waar is die Anna? Wow, wow! Exemos, wow! Breng van mij die box. Okay, so.
The courier guy. The courier behind the box.
Can you deliver something for me?
Where to?
Hij wees van mij, hij wees van mij. Put this one in the springs box.
Look at man. Hey, buena.
Sure. Sure. You sure? Sure. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, man, you sure?
Yes, I am sure. Look at this thing. It's presidential. What if we get caught, man? Nobody gets caught in South Africa, man.
That's true.
Now lift. I'm sure.
Don't just be sure. Be sure. King Price in sure. Insurance you can be sure about. Visit kingprice.co.za.
Not bad.
When I say it is the most beautifully located fields in the world, perhaps, you can see why.
Exactly. Look, this is obviously not the
Yeah,
A field.
the A field's below us, but
It's-
still, it's got that view as well.
It's magnificent. You know, maybe sometimes the guys forget to play because of that view, but it's absolutely amazing, and the whole atmosphere and the whole setting of this clubhouse as well. You know, above the field, to the left, that amazing halls they have. No, it's very, very special indeed. Very much southern suburbish.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad that we've got you here as the first stop on the road trip. Obviously, still no Cooks with us as his flight was delayed and he missed one. And so when he eventually joins us, which I hear is actually going to be quite soon, we're going to have a good time.
Oh,
I think. So,
I'm going to have a very good time.
Ready.
Alex,
Yeah, like you were last week in the studio with your warming up. I think.
Yeah, I think that was the warm up. That was the precursor. And he knows. He's dropped himself into the mire.
He's probably just going to actually turn around, get back on another plane,
I
and go
think-
home.
Look, it's been like 45 minutes on a 15-minute Uber ride already. So I do think he's struggling to get here.
Let's talk a little bit about Sax, where we are today. One of the, if not the oldest school in the country, 1829. We spoke about it in the car on the way here. First official rugby match against Bishops in 1873. They drew twice this year.
It's so interesting, you know, as we're traveling here, you sort of just look back and make sure you've got everything that you spoke about this year. And it's something we sort of didn't pick up during the year. We also make mistakes, and we make a lot of mistakes.
We spoke
but-
about each draw when they happened.
Yes, but we
But
never
at the
really...
second one, we didn't realize in the first show when we spoke about it that it was actually back-to-back draws between the two sides. And it was in the period where Bishops also drew to Wynberg.
Yeah, so just in the southern suburbs, Bishops had 3 draws. You know, that result against Wynberg was a great one for them. The result against... Oh my word. And you know, he's got the guts and the charisma
To just interrupt the shot.
to just walk straight in shot. He knows what he's doing, huh? And I mean, you know, I just want to empty my pockets because of all the ammo I've got. You know? Boom, get it out there. I mean, I've been chatting behind his back now for 10 minutes about, you know, the lack of respect, you know, and that sort of thing. But I mean, you know, he knows. As he walked in here, you can see it in his face as well. He's getting ready. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
I think we'll have a quick cut there. Spooty. We're back. We're back. A quick cut to get another chair and to sit Cooks down. Cooks, are you looking forward to the next couple of minutes?
Yeah, it's just great to be back in the southern suburbs.
That's the way he's going to play it.
Just to be here, the whole year we're speaking about southern suburbs, Sax, Stellenbosch, and yeah, it's just great to be here, just add some value because you know what, this is where the heartbeat of of Western Cape rugby is, and certain things in southern suburbs and the growth, and then you can see how evident it is in the Western Province, Craven sides, and
The problem is, nice story. He doesn't know we've already said all of that.
Yeah. So as a producer, one does a lot of work to create drama and to create atmosphere in a show. Or you just ask Cooks to come to the Western Cape on a Saturday morning and he does it everything. He must be every producer's dream.
So Cooks, I would just love for South Africa and for all of us to hear the explanation.
Just take us through the
timeline.
of your life.
The timeline, yes.
So this all started on Monday. I'm still on Paris time, to be honest with you. So like I still got
It's
jet
a
lag.
1 hour difference.
Still got jet lag. So I So I set my alarms for Sunday as opposed to Saturday.
How many alarms?
6.
6.
5. It was 5 o'clock. It was 5 past 5. It was 6 minutes past 5. It was 7 minutes past 5. It was 8 minutes past 5. Then I had one just in case about 20 minutes past 5, just in case everything went wrong.
Everything went
So
haywire.
is this because
Then the problem is, so the funny thing is,
you set them at midnight, so you were setting them
Yes.
for tomorrow, but it was already tomorrow.
yes. And then so then the problem is then I woke up and I had a fantastic sleep. I was like, geez, I got about 7.5 hours then. Then I was like, I'm supposed to be on the airplane now.
You woke up after the plane had taken off.
And then the frustrating thing is the fact that I packed last night is that's the first mistake. So I only pack in the morning.
Yeah, because then you were
I'm
relaxed
down.
and thinking, I've got that extra bit of time,
I did, to be fair, which I spent at home in bed, and then I had to book a flight. So now, unfortunately, I can't buy a cold one today because I'm broke now.
so Cooksy,
And then that flight was delayed.
That flight was
just
delayed.
to add
so
on
it
to
was
the.
really a tough morning because remember, now he misses his flight. After that, now he has to book himself a flight. Something he hasn't done like in 4 years, When you've reached Cooks's level, flights get booked for you.
Did you remember how to?
So he went on to Google how to book a flight.
Yeah, I went full chat GPT. Where do I go to book flights? And then, so I first went to look for flights. And I was like, oh, it's too expensive. Let me for cheaper ones. I was like, oh, actually, I can't. I need to get. Then I first like, oh, I can fly at 8. And I was like, Cooks, you literally stay 40 minutes from the airport. It's 7:30 now. You're gonna miss that one. So I was like, so I fired up 9. It got delayed. You know when you're so angry that you're like calm? I had earphones in for most of the flight, no music, just like staring at the seat in front of me. Like, how did I get here?
Yeah, it's tough.
Like, and then I knew I'm gonna get grief from Sport, I'm gonna get grief from Alex, because I can't live this down. Like I've done so well.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first. I think it's the first flight I've missed about 5. Or the second I've missed like in my life. But the other time wasn't my fault. This time was my fault.
I'm really, without even yanking your chain, I'm really glad you're here.
Eventually.
It's eventually.
Yeah.
Look, it's in the end. You must 40 minutes.
It's a road trip. The whole point is that we're exploring Alex's province together at SuperSport. I've heard enough about the Eastern Cape Free State. Now we're in the Western Cape. We're here to talk about the Western Cape. And we've come to the southern suburbs. And surprisingly, I've brought you to Sax first. It's sort of the Amersbush before we get to the main course.
The Bishops.
I don't know we're going to Bishops after this.
I'm very keen.
I'm very keen. That's where rugby started in South Africa.
I'm very keen to head to Bishops.
Okay, talking about where rugby started, Sax. Their very first Springbok, Ben Duff, with the 100 and whatever years ago. Question for you guys. Do you know what number Springbok he was? On the list of Springboks, when they go like Springbok, Sears, Springbok number 800 and whatever?
I'm gonna gamble. If it's the first ever one, Sax is one of the old schools in the country. Them and me are always fighting to see who's the oldest.
Yeah, and then Durban, you throw Durbanville in there as well.
I'm going to say number 4.
Okay.
I'm going to go. Look, 1873, they played for the first time. The
Against
Boks
Bishops, but they do think they played before in 1960s.
in the 1860s.
1860s, sorry, not 1960s.
He would have been in the very first Springbok squad. That's a fact. Number 2.
Number 1.
Was he number one?
number
No, I wanted
one.
to say number one. You know,
Number
But I
one.
was like,
Because-
it
because-
seems too obvious.
Yeah, because in alphabetical, Duff will also be pretty high up.
Pretty
there,
high
you
up.
know, so-
Because they would have had to do it alphabetically, the first ever
Yes.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes 100% sense. But,
So there we
but
go.
I want to go back to that. Look, this school was founded in 1829.
Yeah.
You know, so and that first game against Bishops, 1873. You know that they've played each other more than 260 times,
It's amazing.
Bishops and Sacks, because they've got the double header, obviously.
Yes.
Um,
like all the southern suburb
and-
schools do. Yeah.
Yeah, and in 2023, they had their 150th year of playing each other. That is
incredible.
some heritage.
That's proper heritage. And you can see like what, I do love the double headers. Obviously, Eastern
Like you
Cape.
like having 2 flights booked,
Yeah,
just in case.
doubling up on
Can I
everything.
talk about rugby, please?
When we
Can I do the thing I'm here to do?
when you buy me that cold one, to say, sorry, will you also double up, please? Will you just go double? In case the waiter drops the first one or
Can I
something.
talk about rugby? Can I talk about sex?
Can you?
Can I do my job?
Yeah, let's go.
Which I was late for,
let's
but
go.
I'm here for. My point was is that the nice thing about the southern suburbs jobs is a lot like the border ones with the double headers, and it's great. And the thing is like you never know what's going to happen. Form goes out the window in these. Sometimes you think, you know what, Sacks maybe having a down year, they'll get a win over Wash, or they'll pick up a Bishops and especially at Sacks. I mean, like we saw. I mean, Bishop Sacks. I mean, was incredible in the mud.
Yeah.
I think most of the suburbs, Alex, you've seen are probably more muddy the second leg.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're sitting in Newlands here, and it gets, I think, the second most rain
But
of
it's-
any
I wanted
suburb.
to say it's only because it's later in the year. It's rained more. The fields can't take it anymore.
Yeah, they can't.
But you want to play early winter.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the amount of rain that comes, sometimes you're playing in mud baths. And even when I used to play in prep school, when we trained, sometimes it would just be, the field would be a mud bath and we'd just run and dive and have a
But
good
I
time.
want to get serious here. All right. Look, we'll have. I've got another 24 hours to go with Cook Seal. Yeah, what I've got to say. But it's amazing for me. Sort of southern suburbs rugby is known as an exciting brand, where skills really come to the fore, and personal skills development is high on the radar for all the schools. Yet they do it in terrible weather, and that is why their players become successful professional athletes, because they're multifaceted, multi-skilled, and they do it in trying circumstances. So when you then play in those circumstances as a senior rugby player, they're really good at it. I mean, even a guy like Damien de Allen, who's from Milnerton, but we'll still say that's southern suburbs, it's as close as you can get. I mean, people forget what a skillful rugby player is. And in the past, he has really come to the fore in trying weather conditions. That's because they played from knee height up.
And you
know?
see it, it extends when a lot of the southern suburbs guys who go to UCT then play for the Ikeys. The Green Mile is, and I am a UCT student supporter Ike. The Green Mile is awful. The wind that goes through it is horrible.
Look, it's amazing
It's
and awful at the
It's
same
the
time.
most incredible view location. It's spectacular.
This one's not too bad.
Yeah, this view is pretty spectacular as well. You've got the Sorobomban Hall in the background. It's spectacular, but then the wind coming through just like blows you off the face of the mountain. So also there, that Southern Suburbs brand helps a little bit with knowing how to play in the wind and the
But the whole
chaos.
thing about, and I've said it often this year, and I mean, I've written my letters of apology to Bosch that, because I
so
have.
they're going to let you in now.
No, I've apologized profusely that you went to their school. I mean, I can't do much more than that. But the whole southern suburb rugby scene is different
Yeah.
than anywhere else in South Africa, as is the Eastern Cape. There's a story to tell for every province, but it's like this little piece of real estate, let's say 20 square kilometers, has some of the most amazing rugby schools and some of the most amazing rugby heritage anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're talking about in Rugby on 2 and 6 this week and next week. Sput and Cooks are joining me for a road trip of the Western Cape. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're on our way to my alma mater, Rondebosch.
We were lost for 3 days.
I told him to ration the water, but he somehow went and drank every last drop in the first hour. I have a family.
We urge the public to remain calm. There is no leak. However, we have identified a thirsty individual who's responsible for this water crisis in the Western Cape.
He almost left Brackenfell for Waterkloof just because of the name. Almost.
Jason, is this true?
Yeah, that's true. I am thirsty.
Some things you don't choose. They choose you. A name, a history, a legacy that came long before you and will last long after you're gone. It's not just about the game. It's the moments that shape you. The early mornings, the long bus rides, the chants that never fade. The friendships, the rivalries, the feeling of being part of something bigger. It's a belonging. Something you carry with you wherever you go. Because once you're a part of it, you always will be.
Alexander, have you got us on the GPS there?
Just stay off the radio while we shoot this piece.
Way too much. Way too much. It's like a kid with a new toy.
So it actually went Sachs 1829,
Yeah.
Wynberg 1841, Bishops 1849, Rondebosch 1898.
Oh, all right.
So Rondebosch is much younger
Yeah, so it
than
is.
the rest.
Yeah, so
49 years.
yeah, so the other schools became famous and full, and then they needed another one.
A polyfiller.
Yeah, polyfiller. Yeah. And then out came Bosch. Yeah.
Wow. I see how quickly it's gone from us versus cooks and the flights to just back to...
We're going to your
it started with me having been put in the back.
We're going to your alma mater, so I mean, we can't just let you...
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't this the
No, we're
powerhouse
not
of
turning
the
left here. We're not turning
Okay. So
Keep going straight past Bishop.
Oh, we're not going to... Oh,
No.
okay.
When
you said we're going to the southern suburbs, number one, I thought we were going to Bishops.
Didn't someone say, Alex, to you...
Is it left, yeah, Alex?
Yes, you can go left.
Didn't someone tell you that you went to Bishops?
Yeah, at the end of Bish Bosch earlier this year, I did that thing where I literally commentated the second team game, then I was going to be presenting in the first team game, but Joan de Bot, who was refereeing, said, Alex, can you jump on touch because whoever was doing it got injured refereeing their game right here. Yeah. So I literally changed out of my kit, got back into my reffing kit because I'd done like a 15B game earlier in the day, and then I went to run touch, and that was great. And then I got back into my kit and did the post-match interviews.
Was that not the one where the touch judge then made the call that three Bishops players got cards or something? Is it left here?
Straight.
Sorry.
It wasn't that one. What happened actually was that at the post-match function, one of the coaches who I knew from Bishops because I've refereed there as well, and he organised the referees for a period of time, started talking to me, and it became very apparent that in what he was saying, he thought I was an old boy, and then I had to quickly correct that.
Were you offended?
So probably you ended up then nailing Rondebosch during the game, so people started thinking you were a Bishop.
The point is, there are lots of Rondebosch old boys involved coaching at Rondebosch, and I know that's the same at all of the schools, but something I will claim is that Nick Groom at Wynberg went to Rondebosch, Graham Wevenar at Sachs, Rondebosch, headmaster of Bishops, went to Rondebosch. I'm not saying there's a trend, but
you're saying there's a trend.
I'm saying just like you can connect the dots as we pull into Rondebosch now.
Are you saying that Rondebosch is just giving back to the community?
You know, it's been a long time since I've come into Rondebosch sitting in the back seat. I think that was when I actually last came in about grade 11 or something.
Yeah. Look, it's a pity. People should put you in the back seat more.
Welcome back to Rugby on 2 and 6, brought to you by Thirsty. Guys, the road trip has landed us up at the best field in the world. I'm holding the best ball in the world. I think the three of us have been at Rondebosch before, actually, for the pilot series of Rugby on 2 and 6. We were up in the Heritage Centre, but it's the first time we've all stood on the Tinky Haynes, the hallowed ground. It's very cool.
For a moment, I thought we transported back to Bloemfontein when you said best field in the world with the best ball in the world and whatever. But privilege, eh?
Yeah.
Really, really nice, historic venue as well. So it's amazing to be here. Like you said, it all started up here. Didn't it?
Rugby on 2 and 6. So we did 2 pilot episodes. This is episode 38. So 40 episodes ago, we were there.
We were up there. It is great to be here. We had a chance to catch up with Clinton Veresberg and some of the coaches as well. So that was like a few boys as well. So I've already been welcomed into Rondebosch, and it's already become my fourth favourite in some schools already.
And you see, they had a bury for you, even though we were nearly 2 hours late.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like I mentioned earlier, the only disappointing thing to come out of Rondebosch is Alex White.
Yeah.
As for the rest, everything's been really good.
Yeah.
It's very hospitable. Clint is so approachable. Barring Alex, Rondebosch is really doing a good job.
Should we carry on with the show?
We can carry on.
Should we carry on? Okay.
Just wanted to get it off.
We're flanked by 2 gentlemen, because this is Rondebosch, William and Oyama, who are going to help me. We are going to do a bit of an Ask the Ref, because we're at Rondebosch. I spent a lot of time here refereeing. This is where it started for me. But one of the things that actually we get sent a lot, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how many seconds must you be holding the ball at a ruck for it to be a steal, for a penalty to be awarded for holding on? And it's a little bit more complicated than that. So we're gonna run through it. So Oyama's gonna be our attacking ball carrier, and then William's gonna come in for the steal. So now obviously the first thing is that he might just win the ball. So let's see you win the ball, right? And that's, if you see a referee taking a little bit longer, is because we actually want to see first if the player just wins the ball, because then we can play on, right? Then if we go back, the most important thing we're looking for is that you're actually attempting to steal the ball. So you're not just sitting there on it, right? Because that's negative play. You're not actually trying to win it. So first thing is that William needs to be on his feet, right? Supporting his body weight, which he clearly is here. All his other players, the tacklers, etc., must be out of the way here. They must have rolled away. And you'll hear sometimes they haven't. He gets his hands on the ball. There's a player still in the way. And you'll hear the referee say, I can't reward you. He's still in the way, right? Because if there's a player down here, he can't necessarily place the ball. He can't pass it or pop it or whatever if there's a player in the way. But then if he goes for the ball, for a steal to happen, we want to see he's on his feet, hands straight on the ball, not past it and scooping back onto the ball like that, straight onto the ball, and then just attempting to lift the ball. So he's actually trying to lift it, making an attempt, not just sitting there on it. Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys.
I think can we go back?
They're going to come in and grill me now, so you can stay there.
I think what concerns me in rugby is, can you go back, young man, and get your hands on the ball? The moment he's done that, and he's in a realistic and a good position like he is now, penalty time for me, because you don't have to blow it immediately. But what I see happen a lot that referees do, they do give that extra split second, like you say, to see if he can win it.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden he gets cleaned off it.
Yes.
And this player or his team is not penalised now.
Yeah.
Because of that extra second that you gave to see if he, but he's already in a very realistic position there.
As long as he's in this position. So what we're told as referees is, if he's in this position and he's attempting to lift the ball, he does not have to survive the clean out. So in the old days, that was actually the sort of way it was interpreted, refereed, was that you must survive the clean out. If he's attempting to lift that ball, so in other words, if the player on the ground was not holding on, he would have won the ball, then he must win the ball, whether that's himself or us penalising him.
It was good you mentioned the split second, but also you still got to give the guy racking. It's still a contest.
Yes.
Whereas I think it's, because sometimes, I'm saying, like, sometimes some refs, when we see the interest, some guy just as he gets his hand on, and then so he gets clean because not holding on. But you're like, no, but it's a fair contest.
Yeah.
It's going.
Because if he's just got his hands on and gets cleaned out, he probably hasn't had a chance to try and lift the ball.
But here comes my other question. I'm sorry, because young man, can you go in for that ball again? All right, now go past with your hands, please.
Yes.
So now he'll be penalised.
Yeah.
All right, because he's gone past it to rack it up. But I want to get in here now. Don't release it immediately when I try to pick it up. So for me to do that, and he doesn't release it, I'm not going to be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes players go there. They go past the ball,
Yeah.
you know, to take it out. But my position was still good. I wasn't kneeling.
Yeah.
I understand if I do this.
Yes.
And I go past the ball because I can't reach it.
Yeah.
But to me, this sometimes becomes a bit silly and a bit farcical.
So the guideline actually changed a little bit to allow some more leeway with that, right? So actually, I'll get in.
All right.
You can, Oyama, you can just stay with
Can
the ball
somebody
there.
just take a still photo as well? Alex in a ruck.
I started as lock in under 8. So what the guidelines now say is that if your hands are sort of on the ground for a brief moment just to support yourself, but you're not, like what we don't want is this,
Yes.
obviously, because then you're not supporting your weight at all, your head's gone down, it's just not a great picture. No one can actually clean you out safely, so you should be penalized for causing that. But if it is that you come in and your hand's sort of on the ground, but then it goes on the ball and you take it, we're allowed to use our judgment there to see, did you stabilize yourself for a second? Or were you supporting your body weight on the ground? Obviously, it happens.
But even
in real
stabilizing,
time.
Alex, so no.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I understand, but like you're saying, you know,
But I can tell you what is definitely going to be penalised is if you come past it and you drag your hands on the ground. That is going to be penalised at the moment.
Because if I go by them,
and you can say you don't like it, but that is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
will
no,
be.
no.
but again,
will be
but
blamed.
like, again,
Oh,
like
sorry,
you said,
Oyama.
if I'm coming in, like you're going for the steal, and I'm coming to clean,
Yes.
now it's a 50-50 concept. I can't, if I'm the cleaner, stabilize myself because I'm almost off my feet.
Yeah.
I'll get punished for it.
Yeah, because,
So-
no, I
So
get
the guy,
exactly
for
what
example,
you're
like if the guy's gonna stabilize, you're going, but then, for example, like if I've come up and I need to, even like say stabilize a little bit, I've sort of lost because I've lost because I'm a cleaner. I can't go and be like, oh sorry, because I can't get underneath. There's no way I can get sort of crawl underneath you. 'cause you
I
can't
do
do it.
think what's difficult in a situation like what we're trying to replicate here now, a ruck is a very dynamic thing.
Yes.
No, 100%.
It's not as quiet or as still as it's here now.
Yeah.
Because remember, I'm here trying to get that ball. He's there. If you can change your angle, he's coming at me.
I'm trying.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've got a split second before. What do you know? 125 kgs.
Yeah.
Before 125 kgs hit this 95 kgs. You know. So I don't have time. You know. I'm coming in. I've got that split second. And that's where somebody like a Malcolm Marx, somebody like a
Is so
Jasper
good.
Visser is so good.
Because he's so strong
that
on the ball.
set body
That
position
pace,
that he gets
Just
in
on
there.
it, and actually what they do, I mean, they get on the ball, they get rucked back, the ball just goes with them
Yeah.
because they are so
But
solid.
also what Oyama has done really well here is obviously he's recoiled.
Yeah, I mean, it's a proper place.
That's, you know,
Yeah.
so that makes it difficult for this man to keep his weight and get there.
Because more realistically, what you see, the guy's just been tackled.
Yes.
The ball's more like here. And
Yes.
so then it's easier for a
Because
jackal
you don't
to
have
get
to
on the
give
ball.
him the chance to place.
Yeah.
Because if he falls, yeah, I can go. I don't have to
Yes.
wait for him to play. But also, I think the right time. It's also
As long as you weren't the tackler.
yeah.
If you're the tackler, you must just let go,
I
and
think,
then you can.
I think the interesting thing with the rugby time, I think why it's so dynamic is that there's everyone. It's all about interpretation. How you see the breakdown. You know, certain refs they reward the jackal, but the guy gets in clean. Because or some refs they enjoy the fight of going. Listen, we want to see a contest.
Yes.
Okay? Where some going, listen, you stopping momentum, before we get penalized. You know, because that's the hard thing for me, Alex, of going. You know, sometimes guys going for the steal, I try and clean, and you're going. Refs are like release 6, release 6, release 6. Okay, it's release, but you're like, but ref, like if you slow down everything.
Yes.
So either if you're going like release 6, okay, you got to put it because now it's all our momentum is shut down now. We want to start from scratch.
And that's where, Alex, you're a good communicator as a ref. But that's where referees that talk too much
That's where you'll hear
become
them too
frustrating.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if I've told you release once,
then you
and
the
you
second
don't
time-
release,
the second time
the
is
second
a
time
penalty.
is a penalty. I
Yeah.
don't even have to tell you to release.
Yeah.
It's a law.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So can I ask a question? One more question,
Yeah.
please. Can you go back down, and can you go into steel? Cooksy, can you be cleaner here? That's obviously a very good position that he's found himself.
I mean, it's a bit of a textbook position, so
How
you probably
does-
won't see it.
How does he, according to the laws, now clear him out safely? Because this is very much in the way here.
So
you know.
the thing about this exact body position with the ball so far back, so it is unrealistic, but you can see it, right? The thing is, by law, I mean, he must win that ball. So you've already lost the contest if you get here and he's like this.
You haven't seen me rock.
Yes, okay, but that's that's the point. Is by law you have lost the contest, right? If he's actually gone off his feet, what we tell players is, well, the referee should ping him for that, right? So don't go in and risk a head injury if the player is already off his feet. If he's low, what you'll see players who are really good at cleaning out doing is they get their arm underneath, and then they'll sort of ruck on the shoulder and they'll ruck you off. What's tempting, but what you mustn't do, and is actually illegal if you just go back down.
The croc roll.
So obviously it's the croc roll, and it's how you used to clean players, but getting around him like this. But the pressure it puts on his leg here causes so many injuries if you roll him off, which is why it's been outlawed. Other thing you mustn't do is just pull him towards your team and say, oh, he's off his feet, because then you've collapsed the ruck.
So in theory, I'm asking, Cooksey, you go down, young man, sorry, you're still young, your back can take it. In theory, Cooksey, I've got one option here, and that's to get lower than him.
Which is the hardest thing.
So we say
which is the hardest thing.
Yes.
So it's almost like you say, oh, shucks, I was a second late, stay out of it, he's stolen it, because I'm risking
It's so hard in live, because obviously you want to stop him from stealing the ball. I always used to think when I was younger, I mean, teams could give away fewer penalties if when they place the ball, they actually just let go. and let it get stolen the 1 or 2 times that the team is close. But obviously you don't want to do that. You want to be contesting the whole time. And in reality, what's likely to happen is the ball's going to be back here. He's going to be a bit more upright, so you can clean him out. And he's just got his hands on the ball. Bang, you clean him out. He hasn't lifted it. We play on.
I mean, again, you can see him with a shoulder battle. I mean, that's what the coaches say. Because sometimes, like, you know, but also if you go down there, sorry, William. Sometimes like, if he's going, his tends to be down here. So now here's some of the same that happened in the British and Irish Lions test, where the Australian player hits him. Where does that line start? Because if I'm coming here, for example, his head's down, it's 50-50. I can't get low enough. So
clean him
where
above.
am I hitting him here? So that's what I'm going to say. Hit so you can.
Because otherwise you're just going over him.
My
advice
is that as long as you're away from the neck, and you don't give anyone any reason to be thinking you've hit the neck, especially in school rugby, you'll be okay. The other thing you spoke about slightly earlier on about the coaching and the communicating, what the sort of best advice I ever got is you only communicate when it's so close that no one involved really knows who is right or wrong, and then you say no 6. But once, not shouting, tapping, hitting him. It's once and then go.
I mean, he'll agree. Forwards do not listen.
I'll tell you.
So saying release 6 times, you know, you see it at the box. You see it in a box All Black Test match.
2 teams that are fantastic at it. Paul Boys, Paul Him. I've refereed teams from both of those schools. You say no. You don't even need to say a number. You don't even need to say release.
And he knows no.
And they are playing at the highest intensity, the fastest speed. The guy's on the ball, no, bang, he's off, and he dramatically shows you that he's gone off. And what that means is that the rucks are faster, the game's better, it's more fluid. So it's also the teams that are better coaches are going to come out on the right side of any referee, no matter how they're slightly differently calibrated. But that's it's probably the part of the game that gets the most debates, because it is the part that.
But it's because it's so dynamic. Really. It's because there's no clear picture every time.
And the problem is, if we said, let's referee at 100% to the laws, every single ruck would be penalised. And we don't want that. So we want to let the rucks breathe. We want to let teams play, because that's the sort of piece that happens the most in a game. The phase that happens the most in a game is a ruck. So you want to have the rucks flowing nicely. But the important thing, I think, especially when I started out, is as a referee, you set the standard in the first couple of rucks, and then you must keep it like that. So if you let stuff go in the first couple of rucks, you've got to let it go the entire match. If you are harsh on a couple things early on, it's likely the players will adapt to that and fix it, and you don't have to blow it up later.
I've got one more question. You referee at the Tinky Hands quite often, do you?
I've done a couple when they've played some touring teams. I've been lucky enough to referee on the Tinky, and I think like some 4th team games.
I've heard that he gets a very good workout in those games, but only on one arm at a time, you know, in a half. You know? He's got a right arm in the first half, and he's got a left arm. So when you're playing against that arm, forget about this win. The touring teams speak about playing against the arm, you know, and to them that's very tough here on the Tinky.
Well, I've never actually played on the Tinky. I've only refereed, but I do at least know some cool things about Rondebosch Rugby, one of which I'll show you after the break. We're going to take a quick break now on Rugby on 2 on 6, brought to you by Thirsty. We're enjoying our road trip in the Western Cape.
Bottles disappeared. Profits vanished.
It wasn't theft.
Our biggest customer became our biggest problem.
I wouldn't call it a problem. He just likes to gooi a few with the boys.
The guys in the first team used to call him Camille.
Because he was so tall.
No, not Camille Per, Camille. He used to drink 200 liters of water in 3 minutes after practice, like a bloody camel.
Is this true, Yevon?
Yeah, most of that is true. I am thirsty.
In a world where every second counts, will he make it on time? Out here on the streets, anything can happen when the odds are stacked against you. One man finds the will, the drive, the passion to steer his path to destiny. It's a Swift.
Welcome back to Rugby on 2 and 6, brought to you by Thirsty. Still at Rondebosch, guys. I thought before we did the impossible truth, seeing as I'm on a streak, I'm just feeling good about it. So I thought I'd give you some history, Rondebosch history. So just behind us is the Rose Garden. It was put there in honor of all the ladies of Rondebosch. And to the left of it, which you can't see at the moment, is the matric lawn. So obviously during school time, only matrics are allowed on that lawn. Once you get to matric, that's a privilege you get. But back in the day, the first team used to warm up on that lawn because this huge Carlton Lloyd stand wasn't here. It was just sort of trees and dirt and parking and stuff. And they'd have to cross this road when they went onto the first team field to actually play their matches. There was a little path, now hidden underneath the stand, they'd go over. And there was an old carob tree that hung over the path. There was one branch. And so for years, as they ran out, the ritual was that they'd tap it. Right? Rondebosch's symbol is the tree. So it's not the same tree, but that was just a nice bit of symbolism. They'd all tap it for years and years and years. And then eventually it was drooping so much they had to prop it up. Then the fantastic Carlton Lloyd stand was built, so the tree had to be cut down. But I want to show you, now if we come to the first team change room, that ritual meant so much. If you go in first, you can have a look. You can see what they did.
Oh, that is amazing.
My word.
Tree right here.
Is it the actual tree?
This is the actual
branch
that they used to touch.
Proper. Oh, that's amazing.
They kept it, propped it up here, so now the boys still do touch it.
So there's a few big names that have touched this piece of wood.
Quite cool to see all the Springboks.
Zane Davids.
Groom.
Yeah.
Bobs, Tobani Bobo,
what a man. Boban.
And Joel Stransky. Joel Stransky goes to about 64 different schools because college just acclaimed him.
So he was at Rondebosch longer than he was at College 4, but he did go to College 4 grade 11 and 12, Maritzburg College. But yeah, we claim him.
Which will obviously make college claim him as well. But and then you've got your Rondebosch internationals up here.
Yes.
All of the players that is.
No, it's brilliant.
From a whole lot of countries.
Matt Rossley, remember Matt Rossley?
Matthew Rossley, yeah.
Varsity Cup.
Varsity Cup,
Matt Rossley.
Mustal Brachi as well.
Slow
Gabo, what a player he was.
And can I just say, for some reason, there's a bit of a SuperSport Hobani Bobo, Anyani Shamangi, Dallin Stanford. Who is basically World Rugby's top commentator on the 7 circuits and for the World Cups and things. He gets used as, he says, Kobus Reinach is more dangerous than climate change. He obviously paid attention in English class. But I thought we'd have a seat over there under the trees here in the change room and do the impossible truth.
This is brilliant.
Hopefully I can put some respect on the name. I had to check my maths. 53%. As we discussed, the lowest I can go is 50. I think the highest is 55. So
I love the fact that you act as if you do the math. Yeah, this is what you do every night of the week, making sure, am I still above 50%? Am I still acceptable for South Africa as a rugby show host? But you've been acceptable now for 3 weeks.
I have a streak going, and
it ends today, obviously.
I mean, how disappointing will it be if it ends at home for me at Rugby?
You know, I think it will. I think it will end today.
I think if ever there was a time where you guys really want me to not get it, it's today.
Yeah.
So, Sput, have you made sure you know which one is true and false? I'm just checking in advance.
No.
So now you've also shifted your attention to me.
Cook says had 2 flights to think about.
Yeah, I've had a lot of time to plan this.
Right. You've had a week to. I'm just getting the shots out early.
We're good.
All right. Okay. Let's have it.
All right, Alex. You're looking at Hanyane Shimangi here from Rugby All Boys Springbok. When he made his Bok debut, he replaced John Smith.
Sticking to those on the wall, or the one you claim, but that went to Maritzburg College, Joel Stransky. In 1985, you've told South Africa a lot that Rondebosch has a winning record against Great College, which is the truth.
Yes.
But in 1985, Joel Stransky also won against Great College, but playing for Maritzburg College.
Wow. Okay, right. A couple things I have to unpack there. So I know Hanyane, he made his debut. It was around 2099, 2000, 2002, somewhere there. And what's really sad is I saw him this week and spoke to him this week. So this is going to really be annoying if I don't know this. John Smith, captain in 2007, obviously. So.
But I mean, he had a long spring.
Yeah, it's well possible. Maybe the timeline's not lining up. Joel Stransky beating Grey College with Maritzburg College. You see the teams in the 80s. I mean, Queens beat Grey quite a few times.
Who didn't beat Grey in the 80s?
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Yo.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Yo.
And I'm thinking,
for a guy that's missed 2 flights, he's going hard. And I've sort of been lenient.
I had to fight back a little bit.
Yeah, I think in the 80s with Maritzburg College, Joel Stransky beat Grey College.
Jeez, Alex is on a streak.
You're really on a roll, bud. 1985.
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
1985.
It's the Altius et Latius. Thank you.
The former Maritzburg College old boy,
Yes.
Joel Stransky, was in the Maritzburg College side that won 10-4 against Grey College.
All right.
Interesting thing about that game, one of the best, or rated as one of the best schoolboy rugby players ever in South Africa, Peter de Haas, was in the Great College side, and Maritzburg still got that win.
Wow.
About 10 points to 4.
Okay.
A great thing that they did years after that game was they actually got Joel Stransky and Peter de Haas to commentate on the game.
Amazing.
So yeah, 10-4 win.
That's awesome. And then Hanyane?
Yeah, Shimmy made his debut in 2004. And he actually replaced Victor Madfield as the only test he played at flank.
Wow. Okay.
Did you know he played hooker though, Shimmy?
I did not know that he replaced Victor. I would never have.
Obviously, a bit of a reshuffle when Victor went off. Bit of a reshuffle. Somebody went from flank to lock, and Shimmy came in at
very
flank.
cool. Man. Well, guys, we've done our first bit of the road trip. Next week we'll be in the northern suburbs. So you're going to head off to the City Lodge, have a little bit of a break, but that's all we have time for on today's episode of Rugby on 216, brought to you by Thirsty. We'll catch you next week, same time, same place. Bye-bye.